We're going to look at set builder and interval notation. First, if I have a circle, an open circle, or parentheses next to a number, that means that that value is not included. So we can get really close to that value, but we can't actually get there. So those symbols are used anytime you have a less than or a greater than, and parentheses are always used if you have infinity, whether it's positive or negative. If you have a closed circle or brackets next to a number, that means that the value is included. That will happen when you have less than equal to or greater than equal to. So let's look at what these problems look like. Here we have 2 is less than or equal to x is less than 7, and we want to put that on the number line and write it in interval notation. So we have 2 is less than or equal to x. So since we have the equal, we will go ahead and put a solid dot on our 2. And if we wanted to go ahead and start writing in an interval notation, remember the equal part goes with the dot and goes with the bracket and the 2. So then for the 7, here we have x is less than 7. So it doesn't have the equal sign, so that means that we will have an open circle at 7 because the 7 is not included. In our interval notation, we would have the 7 and a parenthesis. And then in the graph, to finish it out, we just want to connect those two. Let's look at the next one. Here we have x is greater than or equal to 4. So since we have the equal, that means the 4 is included. So I will put a dot on my 4. Now, we only have one number, so we need to think about which direction we're going. As long as the x is first, our arrow on our number line is going to go in the same direction that that inequality is pointing. So if x is greater than or equal to 4, we have our solid dot at 4 and then a line going to the right. In interval notation, we would start with the 4 with a bracket, and then if we're going to continue on and on forever, that's to infinity with a parenthesis because we can't ever reach infinity. -4 is less than x is less than 2. So here I have a -4 less than. There's no equal sign, so the -4 is not included, which means I need an open circle at -4. And if I want to start my inequality, I would do a parenthesis with the -4. Now looking at the 2, I have x is less than 2. Again, I don't have an equal sign, so I'm going to have an open circle at 2. In my interval notation, I'll have a 2 with a parenthesis. And then to finish this out, I need to connect them. I have x is less than -3. So I only have one guy, right? We don't have an equal, so that's going to be an open circle at -3. The x is first, so our arrow is going to go in the same direction, so here to the left. So that's what it looks like graphically. Now my inequality, we always have to go left to right. So my smallest value for my inequality, if this is going to keep going to the left, is going to be -infinity. And remember, infinity always has a parenthesis. And then we go to -3, which also has a parenthesis because the -3 is not included. Last one. I have -5 is less than x is less than or equal to 5. So I have -5 is less than x. There's no equal sign. So I will have an open circle at -5. And if I want to start my interval notation, I have a parenthesis, -5. Looking at the next part, I have x is less than or equal to 5. So that equal part tells me that I need a solid circle at 5. And then in my interval notation, I need a +5 with a bracket. And then I connect those with a solid line. All right, I hope you found that helpful.